welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we watched a lot of things tonight.
We did.
We watched The Real Housewives of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion thing.
Special, yes.
What?
It was special.
It was special. It was too long.
It was too much like group therapy that I didn't want to be in.
Yeah, and I really feel like, I don't know, they were trying to do too much with it, and then...
Yeah, it's all over the place.
And because season 3 is about to come out, like, soon, right?
It's
Sorry, season 3 with giant air quotes on it.
It reminds me of, because Jersey was so popular when it came out, they did season 3 and 4 back to back. And so in between... So they did a reunion while they're still shooting season 4. And so they couldn't talk about certain things at the reunion because of that.
Yeah.
And it just made it really weird. And so, i.e. Jessie not being able to talk about whether or not she slept with Dude Face.
Marciano.
Yes.
Yes.
So
yeah,
it was just like,
weird.
This feels so, this could have waited. And also not having Demi there, but having her like, in this interview with Nick. Yeah, it was very odd. And he is not a good host. He's very biased. Andy Cohen has nothing to worry about because this dude is not going to take his place because he can't be unbiased. And
well, I don't think Andy...
He's a fan.
Well,
No, Andy at least hides it better than this guy. He does not like Whitney, and he kept like coming at her because of it. Someone on Reddit said it was because she didn't go on his show.
Oh.
So, but he was just so of this, let me mansplain your feelings, ladies, or let's really get this out in the open, and you're so brave, and like, you're validated. And we were saying that, you know, we reasoned that these women, because of the Utah Mormon culture,
yeah, I mean, that...
buy into that.
Well, I mean, that was really apparent when he kind of broke down the whole... explained it to me, like, why she was coming off as kind of mean, and like why what she did to Jessie wasn't cool. And like it took you know, Jessie was saying that like, oh, I told her the exact same thing, but it took her hearing it from you for it to sink in. And that's like, I wonder how much that is a prevalent thing in Mormon society, that like women, like, it's not,
don't believe other women.
Right. It's not real until a man says it.
The man tells you. Yeah. I.e., you know, Taylor's dad saying, like, what does that say about you? You know, and her saying, yeah, like, I was trash. You know, you hear from a man and it makes more impact than hearing from a woman, which is really sad.
Right.
You know, but in this case, it was just so damn annoying. He just bugged the crap out of me.
There's something about him in general, I think, that bugs the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Like, there's just something about his bro demeanor that, like...
It's not bro, because there are bros that we don't like with podcasts. No, it's this swarminess. It's this, I know what I'm talking about. Someone on Reddit said it's the fact that he has done a lot of therapy, or at least sounds like he has. So it's never, I think, or maybe I could be wrong. It's, no, I know for sure. I've been through this. This is what you're feeling, or you didn't take accountability, Whitney. And also crazy, now I like Whitney. I am genuinely happy I like her TikToks. I follow her and Connor on the TikTok. Connor was genuinely very brave in telling his story. That was great. That was the realest moment, I feel.
Was that the porn addiction?
Well, and also his assault.
Oh, right.
Yes. So I think between that and Layla, I feel like those two are the realest up there. And so, yes, but going back to, I like Whitney, I like Connor. I'm happy for her to be, I'm rooting for her for Dancing with the Stars. It's crazy. I've done a bit of a slight 180 with Whitney, but only in the face of being heckled by this fan, Nick Vile. Those are my thoughts.
I mean, I would have paid more attention to the reunion, except it was an hour and a half. And I was also looking up what's wrong with our car. So,
is that what you're looking at?
That's what I was looking up, yeah.
Saying, okay, yeah.
Which apparently it happens to a lot of Volkswagens, and there's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, okay.
And also you could spend thousands of dollars with trying to get them to fix it, and it'll still happen. So there's a number of things that can be wrong, so I just need to be patient and not let my anxiety get the worst of me.
We're not the best at being patient about things.
We are not.
Certain things, yeah.
But the whole idea, did they have a reunion for the first season?
No.
Yeah, so I think that's what made this extra little frustrating with this Mormon Wives show, was that they were cramming everything in there. Like, it seemed
everything.
Like the first 20 minutes was just Taylor explaining why she was a swinger, you know?
Or why she outed herself
everyone,
about being a swinger, yes.
And
Which I was like, it was the most succinct explanation that we've gotten from her, so I appreciated that,
right?
You know, because that's what got us here in the first place, her going on TikTok. But yeah, and the decode of it all, that was especially a therapy session between the, you know, oh my God, when Nick said, you know, have you ever heard that hurt people hurt people? Shove it up your ass, dude. Oh, it's like Dr. Phil if he was like 20 years younger.
Well, there's one thing
30.
that I don't know, I was scrolling through TikTok today, just kind of bored, frustrated with work and everything. And I was just like going through, and I kept seeing videos that I was like, I've seen this before. Like, how is this news to anybody? But the whole thing is, I think I think that's something that just comes with getting older, is that, yeah, there are certain people who have not heard that, you know, hurt people hurt people. Like, it's a cliche to us because we've heard it for years now,
right?
Especially on Housewives,
right?
But like, you know, it's quite possible that there's a 22-year-old who's never heard that expression before,
who's into Mormon wives and
right?
Oh wow, mind blown! I never thought of that.
But
I just, you're right.
Nick Viall just opened a whole new world to me.
He's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, he's brave.
He's
everyone.
So brave.
Every man on that show is brave.
Yes, and that's not saying like you know, when he was saying this, these people, they were all brave and talking about their traumas. I just think the way he said it just bugged the crap out of me. I don't need to tell you that. Need you to tell me I'm brave. I know I'm brave.
Right.
Thanks.
Right. But I'm looking forward to season 3 of that.
I am too.
That'll be. I mean, it's I don't know. It's a whole different type of drama, but it's just so familiar that I love it, and so and it's a quick watch. The fact that we can binge it all and
so quickly,
that's good. So that's, if you're not watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and you're watching Housewives, like, what's wrong with you?
It's the next natural step and bingeable. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
But Miami tonight.
Yes, Miami. What we're here for.
We met the new girl.
Well, before we did, we got the taglines. And they were all pretty bad, except for Guerdy's.
Guerdy's is the only one that had any substance to it. The rest of them could have just been like Chat GPT taglines or Mad Libs.
Chat GPT. I'm a Cuban doll. What should my tagline be?
Yeah. And
I'll strip it off from Dorit, because that's what you did.
Yeah. And then what was what was Larsa's? It was
something about like, I don't have a bad side.
Yeah, I don't have a bad side. It's like, I don't know, I'm sure that's one that doesn't work either, because you're saying that looks wise, both sides of your good side, but like, there's also, you don't want to get on my bad side, like that you're angry. You don't want to see me angry. Like, that's the other meaning to that.
Oh, I guess it could go both ways.
Yeah, but she's trying to say that she's just nice to everyone, which is not true.
No, she's trying to say she doesn't have a bad side. Like, she's so pretty.
I get that.
Okay.
I get that. I'm just saying that for that other meaning to work would mean that she never gets pissed off at somebody, which is not true.
Uh-huh.
What was it? Julia's they were all just dumb.
Chicken coop, because she has a farm, I suppose. And then Lisa's was, I might be late. We'll see that play next time.
Yeah.
But I'm worth the wait, which I think also Dorit has said, or someone said.
They're all very familiar housewife
And then
things.
the new girl is about luxury, and it's just whatever. Guerdy's the only one because it's pertinent
to her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her story, and it says a lot about her. So where did it begin?
What was Alexia's?
Cuban doll. It was.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where it all began.
It all began with Julia.
Julia going to opera lessons.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that Guerdy wasn't in this episode, because
as much
because it gives us a chance. Yeah, it gives us a chance to actually like get to know the other women. Because right now I'm still writing on last week's, where I would definitely agree with you that Guerdy was like, she's the real one. That like I like her, and I think that she's not. I don't think she's fooling around. I think the other ones definitely are. Like, I didn't want to see I think if Julia and Guerdy kind of had a confrontation now this week to kind of settle things down, it wouldn't be satisfying. So giving it some time, and hopefully next week it seems to be happening.
Yeah.
But...
I think there are things, it was, again, Julia's full of it. She's trying to sell this narrative of Guerdy provoked her to make her lose control, and she's so sad that she lost control and that Guerdy got her to that place. Bullshit. I do think the other woman, saying something at least this week of that wasn't right, but not really firmly. Mm-hmm. Just like, yeah, that wasn't good, or like Larsa making a joke about it, about a baptism. I think the only people who were really, only person was really Adriana, and of course, Guerdy's husband saying, "What was that? That's horrible."
Yeah,
and
that big woman.
That tall woman. But yes, she was treated horribly. She was degraded. Julia tried to make that a moment by using Guerdy and treating her horribly.
But we're digressing. Why are we rehabbing that again?
Because that's what they talk about in the beginning of the episode. They rehash it.
They didn't seem to rehash it that much.
Guerdy went on the whole thing about how she was assaulted.
No, Guerdy and her husband talked about it. Yes. I thought you meant the other women were talking about it. I don't remember that happening.
No, I'm saying what Guerdy said to her husband, also confessional, that she felt that she was assaulted, that she was degraded by Julia and treated horribly. And, I like that her husband said that none of the other women said that's not right.
Yeah.
Firmly enough. I know they were like, oh, dude, bro, no. But it wasn't as firm as it should have been.
Right.
So,
agreed.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, that got that call.
Yeah, they'll try that again.
That
all got
rehashed.
And then was it just straight to Stephanie and her jet with Larsa?
So here's the thing. I'm going to give her a shot, but I'm not totally sold on Stephanie. It's a little Erica Jane, her first season.
I wouldn't know.
I'm married to this old man, but I'm not a gold digger. And
think about that.
I just want to be rich and oh, look at my Birkin, look at all I have, and look, we're already on my jet. I'm just jetting over to Orlando to pick up my dog, and it just, wealth like that doesn't impress me. And I know that it's so much of Housewives is aspirational, and they want to have these big personalities with all this money, and they can do these things and go on these great trips, whatever. But I feel. It's still early because we haven't seen her really perform, but if you're not going to really bring it and you're just like, I'm rich and I have Birkins, that's boring. So my first impression of her is a bit boring. Her style is, as you were saying, Mary Mother of the Bride. The Patty Duke flip is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I know she's going for some sort of a look, but it just didn't work. And I don't know how old she is now. I know she was 26 when she met her 50-year-old husband, but
seems fairly young on the other side of Housewives.
But
then she has this older look that's just weird.
It's off-putting.
And I think that's just the Chanel suit.
It's all the Chanel, and yeah.
If you put me in a Chanel suit, and I'll look like a 55-year-old woman.
Right, so, like Bunny McDougal.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Well, that'll be a 75-year-old.
Yes,
but
Bunny might have been 50 while
No, there's no
way. I think
Bunny
was in her 60s when that
60s
first...
probably.
Yeah.
That woman was on like Alf in the 80s and she was 50. So don't give me...
She played like a librarian or something.
She played all of the old lady characters.
She did.
But
is she still with us?
No, I don't think she is. I'll feel bad. Well, I'll have to look that
We'll look that up, yeah.
But no, I like Stephanie. I mean, I see what you're saying. I think, I liked her perspective that, she definitely she got a head start by marrying this guy, but it seems like she's actually trying to do something. She's not sitting at home eating bonbons. Like she's running a company, and whether it's his company or one she decided to start or a combination of the two.
Yeah, no, I don't think she is a gold digger, as she really pushed hard the narrative that she's not. It's just I think she's actually doing things.
Right.
It's the whole narrative of I'm so rich. And when you rely on rich, it's a little dull.
Yeah.
But that's the initial impression, but we haven't seen her really, she's going to get down with it.
Who's to say?
With Lisa next week.
I mean, who's to say that? I mean, that's got to be the intro, that's probably what
the people want. Yeah.
Exactly. So they're probably getting her out of the gate like that, and then we'll see what really happens. I mean, I do like that so far in this first episode, she seemed to be more like the, wealth whispers sort of thing. Like she was whispering loudly.
She was whispering loudly.
That she, made a point of like, I can get down with feeding chickens in my farm in Colombia. Like, I don't just do fancy things.
Or she was offended when Lisa said, "Oh, I've always wanted to hang out with you because you're so rich." And
right.
So yes, there's more to it. Just that was the initial thing, but I think we'll get more. And I think when we see her interact with her husband, and get more of who she is,
right.
She'll grow on me more, but right now I'm like,
because I feel like she could have done like what one of the Real Housewives of Dubai would have been, and been like, yeah, that's right, I'm rich, and just been completely.
Well, because she's good friends with Carolyn Stanbury,
right.
Yeah.
But even Carolyn Stanbury, well, yeah, I guess she is pretty showy.
She's selling that lifestyle on Instagram.
Yeah, that's true.
Not right now because she's on Traders.
That's true.
Yes.
Her phone keeps going to voicemail.
Dolores is calling and no one's picking up.
Why aren't you calling? Why aren't you picking up?
Where are you? I think also too, because there's a little bit of it in this episode, and then there'll be more of a next episode where Stephanie clashes with Lisa. I am definitely gravitating way towards Lisa. I've picked my side. That could change, but I've picked in this Lisa Larsa battle that continues for the ages.
I hate to say this, and because we don't. Lisa's much prettier than Larsa. I mean, they're both very pretty.
Okay.
But I think Lisa, just has a je ne sais quoi, whereas I think Larsa is wearing it. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Larsa, like. I don't know. They're both making great efforts, like anyone does, to look good. But I think that Larsa, it feels
more
like
obvious.
Larsa's, more obvious about it. Like has to do her hair a certain way or wear clothes a certain way to like really kind of amp herself up. Whereas I think Lisa, from what I've seen so far, and granted, I admit, over the top, just the same. It just seems a little bit more natural or like effortless.
Is Larsa just like a rich Britney?
Oh, from
Valley.
Oh, the Valley. Just because her tits hang, are like up to her nose.
I can't look past them.
I mean, they are difficult. I mean, they're largely difficult, I think.
They're largely difficult. And we're not gay men trying to like talk about women's appearances. It's when they're in your face that way, it's hard to ignore them.
Yeah, no, I think it might just be that I like Lisa's aesthetic more. Like I just like her style more.
Yeah.
And then, also what Larsa was wearing at the baby shower with the little like candy dot straps on her. You know what I'm talking about? Those little candy dots?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's also her confessional, which is like the only one they use for her, is so not a good look. And it's just like, bam.
Yeah.
And to the face.
And I like Lisa's confessional with the light bluey sort of
I do too.
Top. That was very, very pretty.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. I do, yeah. I think, and also, don't get me wrong, Lisa's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, wow. 100%.
I.e. the whole like, and then I sent her father a picture of my dead father in the coffin. It was like, whoa, honey.
That is the sort of ridiculous I live for, though.
This is what I'm going through. This is my father in the coffin, my dead dad. Like if I took a cocky, if I drink a cocky for every time, or a cock, if you're...
Yeah.
For every time she said dad, dead dad, dying dad, I would be under the table.
Yeah, she did do that a lot.
Yeah.
And, she's not going to make it about herself, though. I mean, let's hand it to her.
Well, also, Larsa blatantly talking smack about her while either her dad was dying or dead, who knows what the timeline was, is a little bad. It's real bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
And also, too, I think it's just to like, well, gosh, I'm really defending Lisa here. Because Charlize Theron made this point on Watch What Happens Live of Lisa saying, I wish I had more time with my father. And, Charlize is like, well, you shouldn't have gone to Milan. She meant, I wish I had more, we hadn't fought and been estranged. And I wasted that time when we could have been together and him, having a relationship.
Life and,
and him knowing my kids, not that particular moment of when I went to Milan.
Yeah.
So it seems pretty obvious. I don't understand why she didn't get it, Charlize.
Maybe she doesn't pay attention as closely as we do.
Right. She's on her phone.
Yeah, so, she's just watching in the background.
Yeah. What else?
It was before there was something else that happened before the baby shower, wasn't there? Oh, they went and had drinks, and that's when Marisol met Stephanie. And that's where Stephanie showed up and, got irritated with Larsa for touching her Birkin.
Yes. Touch the Birkin, my emotional support Birkin.
Yeah, and don't put it on the bar by any means. And that's when, what's her face? Alexia was at home with a migraine.
Right. Everyone thought she was with Todd.
How many times I wasn't with Todd. I wasn't with Todd. I was like, okay.
Is she going to have to take a lie detector? Because that's the new thing. And
Housewife?
Yeah. Or anywhere. Was it Mormon Wives we see? Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Right.
I don't need a lie detector. As a wise woman once said, even Ted Bundy passed the lie detector test. So
Who's that wise one?
Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh, well, thank you. So wise.
So wise.
But
so I don't need your lie detector test. Thank you very much.
But then ultimately we got to the baby shower, right?
Yes, which Guerdy was invited to, but she didn't go to because why?
I mean, well, why? I wouldn't have gone to that.
No.
So
no. Well, actually, going back, speaking of that, so Julia sends this text to her apologizing, and she hasn't responded to me. Well, what do you? It's a text. It's not a phone call. Yeah. It's not an in-person meeting. It's someone help me write this text, and I feel bad. But I really don't feel bad because you provoked me. You made me do it.
Can we go back to Mormon Wives for a second?
Oh, yeah.
They played that entire conversation.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. That is some stuff we don't get on Housewives ever.
Y'all. I'm saying y'all. So basically, on Mormon Wives, they have this... there's an off-camera moment where Demi was trying to produce and tell Jen what to say on camera. And Jen's husband thought, wisely to record the whole thing.
Only time we'll call him that.
Exactly. And so they play the recording and you just hear her saying, like, you should say this about Demi, talking about herself in the third person. And I was like, oh, God.
It's so crazy.
Girl, no.
But no. I mean, we don't get that. And I wouldn't say, again, what he was trying to prove, like, what I don't think it was the receipt he was trying to make it out to be, other than the fact that she was trying to like steer the conversation and change the narrative.
Yeah, I don't think she was necessarily gaslighting Jen. I think she was just overly trying to produce the show and her image.
So in that regard, it's a receipt that falls flat, like on all the reunions.
Yes.
But I did like that it was at least there. But with your point being that like Julia sent Guerdy a text, like why would Guerdy reply with a text just so it could fly up on screen later on?
Right. Like you could use it against her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, you said everything was fine. It's like, let's have it on camera.
Because before earlier in the season, you said, Guerdy just sent me a congrats and like about my having these two children.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're just gonna use throw that in my face later.
Julia's looking for a problem with Guerdy where there isn't one, and she's making it so it's. Right. To quote Sutton, you're angry at your life. I don't know why, but you're not angry at Guerdy. Right. So stop throwing this down at the woman who's recovering from cancer.
Right.
That's just. While your wife recovers from cancer, it's just really, really poor actions.
Yeah.
But we get to the baby shower.
Which I am surprised. I mean, unless the adoption is now, I thought they were just fostering was my problem.
No, they fully adopted.
I thought they were just fostering.
That was fully
okay. Yeah. Had they been fostering them previously?
No, I think they were aiming. Again, I'd have to go back and research this, but I think they were aiming to adopt, and they finally were able to. And they were said, "Here are these two boys," and they said, "Okay."
So that was my whole thing is that like I know when you foster, you can't put photos of the children, and so that's why I thought we wouldn't see them all season long. But then when they flashed the two photos, I was like, oh. They got adopted.
Yeah, I think they probably had to get clearance.
Unless it's different in different states, I guess. Because
I think it's different in a lot of ways for this adoption.
Oh, yes. It's famous?
Yes, yes.
I mean, if I was a famous tennis player, do you think they'd just hand me two kids if we wanted to adopt them?
I mean, it makes you can get through a lot of red tape. I'm sure,
probably.
Not to say they didn't have good intentions for adopting these boys. I just think it's easier for the rich and famous to do this.
Right.
But I think they probably had to get clearance from whoever to show them. But I do not think we're going to see them on camera because it's so new.
Right.
And it's yeah.
I don't think we also. I mean, they're very young kids.
I don't know how the rules work too. Once you adopt a child, the agency can't say like takesy backsy, you did the wrong,
Right.
But I think they can monitor the situation and say, are you providing a good home for them, and putting them on a reality show when they're that young and don't understand, it might seem
that could be
not the best, for the children.
So then Adriana hosted the party.
And Alexia tried to steal
a wonderful speech. When she stood up, you and I both were just like, why is she standing up? Like, what's going on? And then she tried, I couldn't tell once she was getting into it whether she was being serious or joking about making it,
right, being trying to take the piss out of Adriana.
Exactly.
But no, that was one of the goals, I'm sure, but also she was dead serious of, I'm going to steal this mic in this moment.
And I feel like she tried to start a genuine thing, but then got derailed immediately because she's got the attention span of a fruit fly. When Adriana was like, well, I've known her for 10 years. She's like, oh, I wasn't trying to make it about that, but now I'm going to, you know what I mean?
And whoever said it was bridesmaids.
Yeah.
And it was Marisol.
Yeah,
dead on, yes.
Yeah. But then, the fact that she made it about herself and tried to make it did come off as a competition. I was like, what? But then, I don't know. It just seemed
and why are you
feeding
for Julia?
I thought the same thing. So
I mean,
I do enjoy that Martina sits through all this, just kind of with a drink in her hand, going, "Whatever, all right."
Yeah, this stuff, whatever.
One of these housewife things, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and then I didn't really notice what was going on. I didn't notice Lisa had been slurring or was,
They kept showing her sipping her drink.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure. Yes, she had quite a bit, and then towards the end it was blah blah blah, and I thought, oh, you've had, especially when she said to Stephanie, you're rich and I wanted to be friends with you so I can go on a jet. The quiet part was being said out loud.
Yeah.
That
happens from time to time.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that the mystery of who told Lisa about what happened was solved. A very candid Guerdy during the flashback. No, it was me. I told her.
Whenever that happens, it's so dumb because it's a reality show, and unless you did it off camera, it's
right.
Yeah, but still, Annie would get to it at the bottom. Get to the bottom of it at the reunion eventually.
Oh yeah.
So it was going to be found out that it was Guerdy. But of course, that's going to be brought up, I'm sure.
I really thought it was going to be Alexia. I thought we were to find out it was Alexia who spilled the dirt from her own thing.
I thought it was going to be Kiki.
Oh, that'd be good too. But no, I just it was Guerdy. No, I called her. I told her about it.
Yeah.
We were talking about her. She had right to know.
Well, also she wanted to say, can you believe this shit that Julia did to me?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Larsa was talking mad smack about you as your father was dying.
I don't feel like she was fucking mad smack, but I mean...
She was basically insinuating that Jody was a cokehead and yelled at her, and...
Look, just because your parent is dying or you're at a funeral doesn't mean we can't talk smack about things not related to your parent.
But it's her boyfriend. It's saying that he's a gold digger, basically. He's an opportunist. He's going to steal she said he's going to steal her money.
Yeah.
That is all about her and Lisa making poor decisions and Larsa's, POV.
I just think that's just a dumb thing. Again, what is...
I wouldn't have, yeah. But the thing is, it fell flat when she tried to insinuate this about Jody, and everyone was like, those are just his guys.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What was really upsetting to me was those damn diapers.
Oh,
Never would I have that at a shower.
I forgot that was a baby shower game.
It's so gross.
Yeah. Some of those they just showed on camera, and I was like, well, they were realistic. I mean, hats off to Adriana or whoever her party planner was for getting that set up.
Oh,
so.
Nope. Not me.
Yeah, I don't want to play that game ever.
No.
Have you ever been to a baby shower?
I want to say I have.
I've been to a couple, I think. I don't remember them very much.
Yes, we went to a sprinkle.
We went to a sprinkle?
No, Chris and Sarah.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're just your best friend.
I don't remember a single dang thing about that sprinkle. Yeah, baby showers, I don't know. I just don't get very excited about the whole thing. But
baby shower should just be a lovely little party, some food. I don't need a game. We're just hanging around, celebrating you and your baby, catching up with friends. Here's your gift. I don't need to eat fake poop out of a diaper.
But would you play the whole game where you can't say the word baby, or you can't?
I would play no games.
Or
there'll be no
you
games.
have to drink out of bottles and things like that.
No games. No games. It's just a party. It's just a lovely party celebrating your impending baby. That's when people say like, "Oh, what's the theme of your wedding?" The theme is I'm getting married. Okay, the theme is we're having a baby. I don't need the theme could be like bunnies and giraffes, but no, I don't.
You don't need a whole wide variety of games.
Nope. I don't need costumes. I don't need any of that.
Well, in case we ever get pregnant, I'll keep that in mind.
Yes. Well, yes, it'll be a very simple affair. We've already had a wedding. We've already done all that. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, and the pregnancy, that's the other major challenge we have.
I guess. Exactly. So then they get into Lisa not making it about herself.
Right. Mission accomplished.
It was so good. It was so good and ridiculous. I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this about me, guys. I'm just going to go. I don't want to make this about me. I'm just going to go.
And again, Martina's sitting there like, I couldn't care less. So it's like, whatever. All right.
I'm going to go. I'm crying because yeah. And then again, dead dad. That could be the episode title for this, but it will not be.
No, we can't call it Dead Dad.
No. It's going to be like, don't make this about Lisa, you guys.
Do not make it about Lisa.
Don't make it about her.
Whatever you do.
She's going to leave quietly, calmly.
Like you expect the housewife to do.
Yeah, sturdily.
Yes, sturdily.
On her teetering, tottering hills.
So.
Heels?
You're Whitney Rose now, if you're saying hills. But yeah, I mean... Was this the fourth episode of Miami this season, or just the third? That's the fourth. It's the fourth.
It's fourth? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, fourth. Yeah.
So, I think it's progressing nicely. I would like there to be, all women involved, so we don't have these people missing. And I think that's what we've had so far this season is just the splitting of the group, or someone's not on this episode, but next episode.
I think everyone was involved. They even had Kiki even had that scene with her dad.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm saying,
the fact that Guerdy wasn't, Guerdy had her standalone scene.
Right.
Yeah. I'm saying is I want everyone around because
a big group scene. Yeah.
Because Lisa was Canada last episode, and now she's back, but now Guerdy's in New York and all that stuff.
I think we're due for a mini girls trip.
Well, it's only episode 4.
But they do the mini trip.
Do we know where they're mini tripping?
No, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I think their big trip is not Argentina, but somewhere
in South America.
Something like that. Yeah. Spain. I don't know. But yeah, I think we need a reason for them all to get together, and so maybe this next week when Guerdy and Julia get together, they'll be like, let's clear the air so it's not awkward when we go on the big trip to insert city.
Or can we have a charity event? That I would enjoy, like a fundraiser.
Yeah,
be very nice. So
yes, that is true. That's true. When you can yell at somebody and call them a bitch.
Yeah, that's what every housewife show needs. So, all right. Well, I think we covered everyone. Yes.
Yeah, look at our lovely wall.
Our little wall. It's too early to tell, but that's not what the seating chart's going to be like. I feel like Alexia's got to be first chair.
But this whole Larsa Lisa thing is so big.
I think you've underestimated. I cannot imagine Alexia sitting anywhere other than to Andy's right.
Okay. I could switch those two, but I think for sure Lisa will be in for sure. Guerdy will be high up there. And
I really like our noviceness to this Miami gig.
It really is going in. So I've heard things, but I don't know the full backstory. So I'm not biased. I'm not. As it's coming up, as the episodes progress, I'm very much on Lisa's side, but that could change. I could flip and be, I'm Team Larsa. I doubt it will happen, but it could happen.
I was laughing because I'm just saying you're not biased, but you're just immediately Guerdy and Lisa,
right. But I didn't have that going into this.
That's true.
I didn't read up on them. I don't feel the need to watch. I thought we should watch the last reunion, but I'm like, I don't really need that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So just going fresh.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, she'll be going fresh and talk about this next time.
Till next time.